generally talking about like a carbon footprint, we break that up into 3 different scopes. So scope 1 is generally direct emissions for those in the, construction industry. That's generally like fuel that you're burning and that type of thing. Scope 2 is emissions that you buy. This would be like electricity for offices. Scope 3 is kind of just everything else, or you might sometimes hear it referred to as like embodied carbon. So for instance, basically anything that you buy, it's like the carbon that went into creating that material or creating that machine or whatever it may be. So from Vinci, the specific goals are to reduce the scope 1 and 2 emissions by 40% by 2030 and to reduce the scope 3 emissions by 20% by 2030. So, for tracking, it's essentially tracking all of the fuel that we use, tracking equipment that we buy, concrete that we put in the ground, kind of just tracking anything that you consume or emit. And so by doing that, you can look at your breakdown and see where are your biggest impacts. And for us, it's concrete. Concrete is a very carbon intensive material. It makes up about 80% of our carbon footprint. So we do have those goals related to scope 1 and 2 where concrete isn't involved. But, from my perspective, that's kind of like the low hanging fruit, if you will, of where we can see the biggest impact. I guess I would say one of our most innovative ways reducing CO2 in our projects. I don't want to go into too much detail. It's a proprietary installation method, but we've essentially found a way to install our rigid inclusions, which enhances the bond strength so that we can either maintain or increase the geotechnical capacity of the elements while reducing the overall diameter and grout consumption.